Hey, hey, welcome. I am so excited to share this really esoteric teaching, but it is so rad when you can come into command of your moon centers or lunar centers, because the whole point of this is that you are able to wield your energy in a way that's really beneficial for you as a human and for you in sharing that humanity with the world. And that's the whole point. It's like you get to feel so good in every moment of every day of the life that you've chosen to. And your body is the container that holds that. And there's so much energy available within our cells that we can access that perhaps we aren't making the most of because we're in a commotional state. We're kind of in a reaction to our own physicality. We're in a reaction to our own body chemistry. And we're in a dormant or shut down state with regard to the energy that is available within the electromagnetic field of the Earth and its relationship with the solar system, and particularly the moon, because it is the closest to the Earth. So there are frequencies that change our physiology as the moon and the earth are rotating and changing the angles and degrees with which they are in relationship. So it completely affects our biochemistry, our biorhythm, and we can either be in harmony with it or we can be out of rhythm with it. We're out of rhythm, we're in dis-ease, we're dysrhythmic, we have dysrhythmia, and we feel that. So the lunar center's teachings are part of an ancient and very secretive yogic science that I have loved personally being a student of for years. And then as a physiologist, really deepening the understanding of the power, of the reflective power of the woman, right? This is your moon face, your ability to reflect your own magnetic, radiant power. So that's the little intro. There are 11 moon centers, and they're located on physical points throughout the body. Let's take the navel, for example. The navel is so powerful because the navel is also a chakra center, right? And so there's a lot going on. There's, again, according to yogic science, 30 trillion points of light through the navel. It's our umbilical cord. It's where we've been attached from birth. It's where we are attached to each other and to the cosmos. And so there's a lunar center there. There's a chakra system there. So a lot of energy flowing from the navel point, but there are 11 points on the body. And they are really like portals, and they are associated with our endocrine function, the glands that secrete hormones that give us a feeling, that give us an emotion, right? So the body sensations that we have are based on our hormonal secretions, and those hormonal secretions are affected by the way that we uniquely align with where the moon is in the moon phases. And then also the way that we align with the time of day it is. So every 2.5 days, you will shift into a different lunar center. So, and your lunar center cycle is unique to you. And it's cool because it doesn't change unless you experience some deep trauma, physical trauma throughout your life. Your lunar center cycle will remain the same. And this isn't really about your menstrual cycle. This is your endocrine function, the way that your hormones function. And it's so deep. And it's for you if you are really into finding out ways to optimize your human experience, to feel like you're in command of your emotions. So what I want to address today is simply understanding the kind of experience of being sovereign or being commotional. So you're going to experience different feelings, different moods, different body sensations as your hormones, downregulate, upregulate, again, based on air temperature changes, if food you've digested, interactions you've had. So it's always in constant response to your environment. The key word here is response. You want to be responsive to your environment. You want to be sensitive to your environment, using your five senses and being sensitive to stimuli versus reactive in a state of commotion. And that's very disoriented, and it's damaging to the cells, and it's very energy depleting. So being in a sovereign state, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm happy and blissful all the time, I only experience good emotions, or like I don't ever get angry. No, it's simply being in command of your emotions. It's understanding why you might be experiencing them, and then flourish within that experience by utilizing it in the best way. Each lunar center is really dictating the way that we can command certain feelings, and then we can choose activities that are supportive of that we can choose activities that our bodies are going to be more optimized for. So not only can we choose to do things that support and enhance the hormonal secretions that are already happening, but then we can also perform functions and activities that are going to be supported better by the actual strength of the lunar center we're in. So that's what the next 28.5 days are. I'm going to take you on this full journey through my own cycle of 11 lunar centers and go through kind of where I can be sovereign and commotional. Now, how do you know the difference? You take what I call a spark plug, otherwise known as a trigger. Right. And so we have these certain things that kind of set us off. And this is not a course on triggers, but I like to use the word spark plug or the phrase spark plug, because spark plugs in a car are what takes energy and catalyzes the car and gets the car to start. And that's how I see this. So you have this thing, right, that ignites you. And you can choose to spin out in reactivity and commotion, and your car, your engine is going to be like, and it just like false start. Or you can really get that spark plug and go, oh, I can use this, boom, and I'm going to hit that spark and catalyze that and take that energy, transform it into get that engine going and that momentum going forward. So I'm going to take you through that journey. But first, identifying what is your spark plug. You may have different spark plugs. I'm going to, for the purposes of this course, talk about my core spark plug, which for me is criticism. When I feel criticized, my body feels threatened. And so that's kind of where I can go into the nucleus of my cells and understand where I can be responsive and come into a sovereign state, or I can get commotional and feel like I'm moody and I'm depleting energy. And so using this spark plug is my litmus test to identify in each lunar center, am I in a commotional experience, and how I can pull that into a sovereign state, or am I already in a sovereign state and how can I enhance that? So I'm really excited to share my journey with you over the next lunar cycle as I move through each of these centers. I am thrilled you're with me, and let's buckle up and go along for the ride.